This is the second part of our video of converting a LandXML file to a Trimble Control Block. Now, the first thing we need to do now is just have a quick run through of the program, make sure that one, we know the coordinate system, which is a UTM system. We need to check the units. We're using survey feet. We need to have a master bench point, which we have. We also can use some optional benchmarks. We have one of those, and we can also send across some optional alignments, which we have as well. So to run the actual routine, click on File, Export Trimble Machine, and we have this dialog that comes up. So, as mentioned before, we're using a UTM coordinate system, so make sure UTM's ticked, that radio button. Now we're in zone 15, so I'll change that to 15, and we're in the northern hemisphere. Now this next part of the dialog asks whether we want to rotate UTM coordinates to match a Trimble local coordinate system. In this case we do, because we're running a UTM system and we're going to a Trimble system. Now the UTM is based on the geoid, while the Trimble system is based on the master bench on a local system. So the Trimble's got true north and we've got a grid north. So tick that and that'll correct that issue for us. Now we need to supply an export file. So click on Browse and you browse to the appropriate folder. And we're just going to call it waterway.gps. Now you don't really need to type the .gps, but as a matter of habit I just do. We want to just export any visible strings. And we want to export a design plus a cut fill map. Now you can just do a design only. That way you can get more points out, but the operator in the cab won't see a cut fill map. So normally suggest you have a cut fill as well. Now the design surface was surface 2. That's the one we created our own surface. Now we're using feet. Now down here the Trimble control block's based on a grid, and the closer the points are together, the more accurate the grid is. The only thing is, if we've got to design a cut fill, we've really got to keep the points less than about 250,000. Otherwise it doesn't fit and we can't do it. So put a distance between points. I know value 2 is about right. And we can add a margin, just keep that a multiple of the distance. I'll just put 2 feet in there. Now that shows our total number of points as 285,000. What it's done here, it's put a square around the whole job, so for a best fit. Now if we made that a rectangle, it's we can reduce the number of points we need. Now there's also an option here to use a field rotation. What that does, here it's a up and down job anyway, so it's not going to make a difference. But what that can do, if you've got a job that's rotated a little bit, we can put the constrained rectangle at an angle, and to do that you use the grid functions over there. It takes the angle at the grid. So once we're happy with that, just click on Create. Oh, you can't see that, I'll just drag that up. At the bottom of that dialog, there's a little thing there called Create, so just click on the Create button. And it runs through and it's creating the Trimble control block. It just needs to wait a little while, it's doing a bit of processing. Right, it's finished now. What it does at the end, it prompts you, it just tells you here, we've actually written a online viewer so we can check the file that we created. So if you go to this address here, we can have a look at it. Now what we're going to do now is just close down Easy Grade and we'll bring up the online viewer. Alright, I've just gone to Internet Explorer, actually it was the Edge browser, and I've typed in that address your prompt is just foresoft.com/gpsviewer/browse file.php. So if we click on browse in here, click browse. Hello. Yep, there we go. And we'll just click on that. I call it waterway.gps. Oh, okay, it's under the downloads directory. Click on open. Now there's a number of options here. You can say coarse, slow or full. Just have a look at the design just to make sure what's coming out looks all right. Now just click on submit query. And what that does, it's uploading this file, and on our server it processes things. It looks at there, it tells us what the latitude and longitude is, which is good for checking out. It should bring up the Google Maps, and it shows the Trimble Control Block on top of that Google Map. There's quite a lot of background processing here that Google Maps isn't really good with, so that's why it's taking a bit of time. But here we have, that shows you what we're looking at. There's our drain running down to that. And we can zoom things up and have a look if you ever want to look. Yeah, that's the end of this tutorial. Next trick is to take it out to your tractor. Make sure you put it into the, I think it's the multiplane folder, that your operator should be able to fix things up for that for you. Okay, thanks for your time.